Because liberté.
Alors nous on est parti en fait de Reims, qui est à 1h30 de Paris, on fait partie du convoi de la liberté. Aujourd'hui on est là contre le pass vaccinal, mais pas que, aussi pour toutes les taxes que le gouvernement nous impose en fait, voilà.
On essaie de ramener tout ça à des anti-vax. Moi, je suis vacciné. J'ai les 3 doses. Et je comprends que des gens se posent des questions sur les effets à long terme. Mais je ne suis pas anti-vaccin, je suis scientifique. Donc il faut arrêter les... Aujourd'hui, s'il y a le convoi et les gens ici, c'est quoi? C'est des salaires de misère, on n'en veut plus. Qu'on puisse vivre dignement de travail. Donc il faut augmenter les salaires.
Nos droits, nos libertés sont bafouées, on a juste le droit de travailler, de raquer et d'être taxé. Le prix du gasoil augmente, le blé augmente, le sucre augmente, les assurances augmentent, enfin tout augmente. Et, en plus des mesures sanitaires totalement stupides.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Hakim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. And shalom to the Hakim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word, truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. And I say shalom to your Hakim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson on this February 13th, 2022, on this early Sunday morning. And as you see, you know, the little video clip right there, which was 2 minutes and 38 seconds, I believe. You know, it was showing over there in France. You know, it was kind of similar to the over there in Canada. You know, they were trying to do a little freedom convey attempt, but I believe it was stopped by the authorities. You know, hey, you know, that goes into the scriptures of there should be uproars of the people. You know, they should not regard their kings nor their princes. And, you know, you've been seeing that throughout the whole world, you know. You've been seeing that throughout many different countries, you know. Especially in France, had the way they be doing the yellow vest jacket protests. That been for a while. You know, they've been doing protests against the water mandates. You know, they was fighting for their freedom and everything and liberty, you know. Hey, you know, they against that water shot, you know. They're against that Paul Pierce shot, you know. You know, they feel like, you know, they want their freedom, you know. And, you know, they don't want that stab and jab. They don't want that, you know, they don't want that water mandates. You know, they uprising against that, you know. That's why you seeing that, especially the trucker drivers, You know, that trucker driver stuff over there in Canada, I believe it lasted. I say it lasted about a week or two, about 2 weeks, you know. And then after the judge made the the judge made the announcement, I believe, like about 2 days ago, about all the people that was protesting, leave the area immediately, of the blockage of the U.S. and Canadian border, and they felt like it was disrupting their businesses in the auto industry, and it was uproars of the people, and you've been seeing that, and I'm bring out the scripture for that. Man, it's gonna continue on, Let me see, yeah. And recently they had protests around the world over there in Australia as well too. Recently, This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 3. And it reads, so I can charge my phone. Right, I'm going to bring it out again for edification's sake. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be earthquakes, right, we see the earthquakes around the world as well too. Recently, mentioned in my previous video, yesterday it was a 4.9 magnitude earthquake in Afghanistan, and I say about a week ago it was like a 5.7 magnitude earthquake in Indonesia. So you've been seeing these signs of increase of magnitudes of earthquakes around the world. And continuing on in the book of 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 3, and there shall be uproars of the people in the world. Why are you seeing uproars of the people of the world? They're going against the water mandates. They doing a little freedom convey, freedom convey attempts, as you've seen in that video, that clip of 2 minutes and 38 seconds of that clip I just showed you over there in France, and many other countries attempt to do that as well too. I wouldn't be surprised if other countries follow along with that, because they going against these water mandates, and they rebelling against it. They don't want that water shot. They don't want that. They want their freedom, and they really protesting about the things, as the guy was saying. Even though he was speaking in France, I was seeing the subtitles. It was translated to English. He was mentioning about the hyperinflation, and cost of living, and every other things of things are going up high and everything, and that's throughout the whole world, not just only over here in the United States with the hyperinflation and the cost of living and all that. Hey, in these other countries, it's affecting them as well too. Just like the guy brought it out, and they standing against that, And I'm bringing out another scripture as well too, and then I'm close this lesson out with this last scripture. So yeah, you've been seeing these uproars of the people, and expect to see these things to increase in the days that we are currently living in. They sure. Right, there we go. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16, and it reads, "For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard nor their kings nor their princes in the course of their actions shall stand in their power," right? And they're standing in their power. That's why you see the freedom convey attempts, especially over there in France recently. what's this, yesterday, you know, because, you know, the time zones are kind of different between all of the countries and stuff like that. You know, they had a similar attempt, just like over there in Canada with the truck drivers protest. You know, France, they try to do that attempt as well, too. So, yeah, you know, that's why you're seeing these increase of uproar of the people being rebellions against the political leaders and their political figures, you know, with your prime ministers and your presidents like that, et cetera, you know, political leaders and political figures, you know, they and the citizens of these countries, you know, they rebelling against these things. You know, they protesting about certain things, about the cost of living, the cost of foods, and the cost of goods and stuff like that. You know, that's why you've been seeing the uproars of the people. You know, they going against these things, you know, and they're fighting for their freedom, you know, and they're going against the water mandates and any other things that doesn't really, you know, make sense to them. And, you know, they're rebelling against it. And, you know, they doing protests around the world as you see these things, you know, and expect to see these things to increase around the world against rebelling against the water mandates, rebelling against their political leaders and their political figures, to stand against their powers, as you've been seeing that around the world, and expect to see more increase of these things to happen in the current times that we are living in. So with that, I hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, of great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully, faithfully, strongly, and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom.